Hey everybody, this is Jason Akers again with Green Acres Pest Control, and today I want to talk about bed bugs. I want to talk about the bites. I want to talk about how to identify if you have bed bugs. We're going to talk about bug bites. This is something a lot of people don't like to talk about, because if you go and you ask your exterminator, you're like, hey, I've been getting bit by bugs in my bed. Does this look like bed bug bites to you? An exterminator can only go with what he's seen in the past. You know, I've got a lot of experience with bug bites. I've seen a lot of bug bites. But I don't know how you react to a bug bite. Everyone's body is different. You know, we're all unique individuals. And so everyone's going to react differently from a bug. And yes, while most people have similar reactions to similar bugs, it doesn't mean you're going to have that same reaction. So it's very difficult to diagnose what types of bugs you've got by bites alone. So this video is going to go over how to tell you have bed bugs so you've got bites. Step one, you've got bites. Do we have bed bugs? We're going to find out. So if you like this video, think about giving me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing to my channel, and think about sharing my video on social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and other places that videos can be posted. The reason I say this is because a lot of people are scared of bugs. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people don't like to share bug videos because they think that bugs are gross and nasty and that there's something wrong with them if they have bugs. This is not true. I get bugs. I've had fleas in my house. I've had roaches. I've had spiders, centipedes, millipedes, all kinds of bugs, crickets, all kinds of things get in my house from time to time. I'm an exterminator. I'm in houses with fleas all the time, and so it's very likely for me to bring those home. I've brought roaches home before in a laptop that I use at a customer's house. It happens. You know, it's no reason to be, embarrassed. You don't have to be embarrassed. You know, hopefully this video will help you and help many others that have bed bug problems or think they have bed bugs. We're gonna try to ease your mind and save you money. Because if you think you have bed bugs and you call up an exterminator and you try to say, hey, I've got bed bugs, and they charge you for a bed bug service, you will pay a fortune. So I'm going to try to save you money, and hopefully you don't have bed bugs. So that's what we're going to go over today. So first, I want to mention right here, because this is like my fifth take, and I keep forgetting to mention this on the videos, but I want to say it before I get along any further. I have a TikTok. I have several bed bug videos on my TikTok channel. TikTok videos last like 15 to 30 seconds. They're real quick, easy to do. And the reason I want to say it right now is because I have a video on my TikTok that goes over bed bug bites and blood spots on your mattress. So if I come into your home and I see that you've got blood spots, this is the first thing I look for. Very first thing I look for. You know, the customers come to me and they've said, hey, I've got bug bites. Do these look like bug bites from bed bugs to you? What does this look like? The first place I check is their bed sheets and their pillowcases. I look and see if there's blood spots on their pillowcases. I look and see if there's blood spots on their sheets, because bed bugs bite you. They have a saliva, in their saliva they have an anticoagulant, which allows you to free bleed so that they can get enough of a blood meal so that they can engorge on blood. When they break free of you, you will still bleed for a little while that saliva is still on your skin and inside the bite. So what happens is the blood spots will form on your pillowcase. They will form on your bed sheets, fitted sheet, top sheet, whatever. All these sheets and covers, comforters, you'll get these little blood spots. So if you have those blood spots on your sheets, like I said, this is the top place I always look for. Unless you've got an acne problem, you should not have blood spots on your sheets. So this is only from bed bugs. You know, and if you think of anything else, please comment on my channel down in the comments below. Tell me if you think it's something else, you exterminators out there. But if there's blood spots on the sheets, it's bed bugs. You know, whether you find live bed bugs or not, there's absolutely bed bugs in this room. So that's the number one thing you look for. Number one. So I get to your house, you've got bed bug bites, but you took your sheets off and you washed them. So now the bed is basically naked You know, you just have a box spring and a mattress there. So where's the next place I look? Well, you can check the dust ruffle. Dust ruffle is a sheet that they put between the mattress and the box spring that kind of hangs down and hides the box spring and maybe even the bottom part of your bed rail. And it looks fancy. It makes your bed look fancy and pretty, you know, nice and all. I don't have them on my beds, but some people do. But because it stays there longer than your sheets, typically people don't wash their dust ruffle, very rarely. You know, I mean, yeah, it does get washed, but about as often as your comforter gets washed. It doesn't get washed every day. And so the bed bugs will lay their eggs on the dust ruffle. They'll also leave their casings, and sometimes they'll live there. So check the dust ruffle all the way around the seams of a dust ruffle where it's sewn together and see if you've got any eggs, casings, or bed bugs there. Sometimes you'll even have blood spots on the dust ruffle, because if a person lays and they flop their arm off the side of the bed after a bed bug has bitten them, they will free bleed onto the dust ruffle. It happens pretty often, actually, and you'll find their poop and stuff like that all over the dust ruffle as well. So check these areas, see if you've got signs of bed bugs in this spot. So if you're like me and you don't have a dust ruffle, where do you look next? So the next place you want to look is you want to peel back all the tufts of the mattress. The mattress has a little bead, like a little fat bead, all the way around the top and the bottom of your mattress. And so you want to peel back that little seam and check in there, look for bed bugs. This is a place my daughter has actually found bed bugs before when she's gone on inspections with me. She was only like 5 or 6 at the time, and she was able to find a bed bug live inside the seam of that little folded over edge of the mattress. So check that. I check that all the time now because my daughter showed me up. She's like, hey, I found the bed bugs and you didn't. So check that spot. Also, your box spring typically has that exact same seam all along the top of the box spring. Not always on the bottom, but usually on the top. And if it doesn't, the fabric that folds over the edges and the corners of your box spring, check those spots. Usually they form a little triangle pattern where the fabric kind of folds over itself over and over and over in the folds of the corners of your box spring. So check those spots. Also, the next spot you want to check is, since we're on the subject of a box spring, flip your box spring up. Take your mattress off your bed, flip your box spring up on its side, and check those little plastic covers. So there's little plastic covers around every single corner of your mattress or box spring. You want to peel those back or remove them completely. And check behind them, because the bed bugs love to live there. They like to live there. They like to shed their skins there, and they like to poop there. They like to, so it's very common to find them in those spots. And so check those spots and make sure that they're not living in and around the corners of your box spring. Now, I'm going to take a break here, and I'm going to tell you that this is only for mild cases of bed bugs. There are a lot of places that bed bugs can live, but these are usually the top, 5 or 6 places. I don't know exactly how many I'm going to go over in the video. I'm going to go over as many as I can possibly think of, but these are only the top few places that you're going to find them if you have a mild infestation. We're not talking about a heavy infestation where they're all up around the curtains and the ceiling and everywhere. These are just the bare essential places that if you have a very mild infestation, these are places you want to go to, these are places you want to look. So, and at the end of this video, I'm actually going to go over other bugs that you probably have. If you don't see any of these signs of bed bugs, that more than likely you have these other types of insects biting you. But right now, check your bed frame. So you've checked your box spring, you've checked your mattress, you've checked everything that you sleep on. So now you got to check your bed frame. So take all the mattress, box spring, everything off the bed. Take your bed frame apart if you have to. Where it fits together, where the pieces fit together and they form those cracks, the bed bugs will go in those spots. Screw holes. If you've got a wooden bed that screws together, check inside the screw holes. There's a little piece of rubber that's on the metal frames. So those just simple metal frame. Pull that off of there and look. It's like it's on there to keep you from damaging your walls and damaging your bed and stuff like that. And so check under that. I have found bed bugs living in those things before. So pull those off and look inside those little L shapes. Those are the they're on the very end of your metal frame. Like I said, check all your screw holes. If you have a wooden bed where the slats kind of go across, and you may have 10 to 15 of those little slats, if they're screwed to the frame, unscrew them. Look under them. Bed bugs will squeeze into those all the time. Usually there's only one screw, if there's any, holding them onto the bed frame itself. Take them off, look under them, make sure that you don't have bed bugs living underneath those wooden slats. So those are the top places that you can look if you have bed bugs. And this is only the bed. You can check your baseboards, you can check your crown molding, you can check your curtain rods and stuff like that. That's fine. But this is only for, the bed. That's what we're going over today. But, so you've got bed bug bites or bug bites. And you're positive you have bed bugs, but you might not. What else might you have? So, it's actually really common. And I did a story on my YouTube today, actually, about ants. So, ants will get in your bed and they will bite you. They don't travel 24 hours a day. What ants do is they actually store 6 months worth of food inside their colony. So they always have about a half a year's worth of food that they can eat. So they don't need to travel all the time. They don't need to gather food. They just need to gather food to feed to the reproductives the day they travel. So they come out in the mornings and in the evenings, and then they're gone. And they might travel at night some, but most of the time it's in the mornings and maybe late evening. So if they get in your bed, they will bite you. Ants bite people all the time. It's probably more common to find ant bites than bed bug bites. It's really common. I see it all the time. So what I tell people to do is, if you can't find bed bugs, and you can't find blood spots, and you can't find any signs that you actually have bed bugs at all, then take out a dish of simple syrup. Mix it half and half. It's 1-to-1, water and sugar. Dissolve your sugar so you have a nice thick syrup. Put a little bit of boric acid in that simple syrup. Or you can put in a drop or two of Dawn dish detergent on the very surface of the syrup. And what that will do is it will create a bubble film on top of the syrup that the ants will get stuck in. So what they'll do is they'll come to try to get that simple syrup, sit it underneath your bed, like like you're trying to feed bed bug syrup, and the ants will come in and they will get into that little dish and they'll get caught in that bubble of soap. It may not catch them all, but it might catch enough of them to show you that, oh wow, I actually have ants. I don't have bed bugs at all. It's ants biting me. Because ants got in my bed one time and they were biting my wife. It didn't bother me, but they were biting my wife, and she was sure she had bed bugs. But we didn't have bed bugs. It was just ants. So do that. Make sure that you don't have ants. So that's one thing that could be biting you. As we went over earlier in the video, when you're checking around your box spring for bed bugs, if you see casings on your box spring, there's another type of bug that creates casings, and that's a carpet beetle. And if you see, and I'm going to put pictures up here and everything, if you see these pictures of, what are carpet beetles? They are. Carpet beetles can cause you to break out and make it look just like bed bug bites, because they've got these tiny hairs on their body that they shed that works kind of like insulation. If you have an allergic reaction to these bugs, it will look like you have bed bug bites or hives like bed bugs. So understand that this is something else that you could have that's causing you discomfort and causing you what appear to be bug bites, but it's actually just a reaction to carpet beetles. It's really common. I would so far to say that over half of the bed bug inspections, now this is not bed bug jobs, bed bug inspections that I go on, it's carpet beetles. It's not bed bugs at all. It's actually carpet beetles. In fact, the last bed bug inspection I went on, there was actually just an inspection, it was carpet beetles. It wasn't bed bugs at all. So if it is carpet beetles, shoot, they're real easy to get rid of. And I've got videos on carpet beetles too. Go through my channel and look them up. You can find my videos on carpet beetles. So if it's not carpet beetles and it's not ants, it might be spiders. Spiders bite people. when you're flipping up your box spring and checking it for bed bugs, look underneath the mattress and see if you've got, or the box spring, and see if you've got spiders building webs under your bed. Spiders will come up and bite you from time to time. They like to bite people too, just like any other bugs. They'll come up and they'll bite you. Look outside your bedroom window. Do you have mosquitoes? Yeah, I know people don't like to admit that, it might just be mosquitoes biting me all along. But it does happen. Mosquitoes can get in around your bedroom window, especially like a no-see-um, which is a very small type of biting fly similar to a mosquito. Those things can actually get in through your screens. They can get in around the screens of your house. It's really common for those things to get in this time of year in the fall and in the spring when the weather's getting warm and nice for mosquitoes. And so the mosquitoes and the no-see-ums will come in and bite you while you sleep at night. Look above your window. Do you have birds roosting above your window in your soffits? Bird mites will come in and bite you as well. Now, bird mites won't leave a bite mark, not typically, because they're so super tiny. They're just itchy. They make you itchy real bad. So check and see if you've got bird nests and things roosting on your house, because the bird mites will come in. Pigeon mites especially can live for over a year without a pigeon, and they'll just come in and start biting you. So that's common. Look in the and this is the final thing that could be biting you, and if you think of any more bugs, please leave me a comment below. But in the eaves of your house, typically in a gable vent or a louver vent, bats love to roost in these areas. Now, usually by fall, they migrate. They in Virginia anyway, they migrate further south. So because they feed predominantly on mosquitoes. And so as the mosquitoes start dying off, they have to move south to where they can find a meal. But in the summer, the bats will live in your attic. They will roost in your attic. They'll even have babies and stuff like that in your attic because this is where they're living. So if you have bats in your attic, they bring along a parasite all on their own, which is very similar to a bed bug, which I will link the video in the description below of bat bugs. So bat bugs are actually kin to bed bugs. They look almost identical. The only way you can tell them apart is with a microscope. And bat bugs will bite humans. So typically what will happen in the fall is the bats will start to migrate south so they can get something to eat. And when they leave your attic spaces and your wall voids and the places they like to roost, the bat bugs that are parasites to bats will come into your house because they need a host, they need a blood meal, and they'll come in and they'll start biting you. This is really common, very common actually with bats. So check and see. If you've got problems with bats, you need to do an exclusion. You probably need to call somebody, a specialist out to inspect them, because this is something that does require a little more of a specialty type job to deal with bats. You don't want to try to deal with bats on your own. Bats carry rabies. They're very, very high vector of rabies actually. They don't bite people very often, but when they do, you typically always end up having to get a rabies shot vaccination. So make sure that you don't have bats in your house, and if you do, you need to call somebody to come out and get them and seal them out, because they will. Their guano is the fungus that grows in their guano is actually toxic to humans. I mean, can cause you to die, which is pretty bad. But I'm sure if you die, you won't have to worry about bed bugs biting you anymore. But anyway, this video has trailed on a long time, but it was a pretty in-depth video on bug bites, and it really needed the time to explain to you what could be biting you, what might or might not be biting you, and that why it's so hard to diagnose bug bites. So when you deal with bug bites, it could be many different things biting you. It could be bed bugs, but it could be lots of other things as well. And one thing I didn't mention in this video were fleas. If you have pets, even if you treat your pets, you could still have fleas. So check to see if you have fleas. Like I said, if you walk through the house and they jump all over your socks, usually that's number one. Yep, I got fleas. Checking your sofas. Fleas will jump on you in the sofa too. Bed bugs will also live in your sofa. And I didn't go over that, but I've got lots of videos on my channel that goes over how to check a sofa for bed bugs. So hopefully this has been beneficial to you. If you really liked the video, like I said before, think about subscribing to my channel. Think about thumbing me up and sharing me around. And hopefully we can get rid of these bed bugs together. Y'all have a great day. Really appreciate it. And check me out on Thursdays. I do live streams where I answer your questions live on YouTube. And I try to get to everybody. Y'all have a great night. great day, whatever it is. Y'all have a good one. Thanks.